You are listening to I Am Refocused podcast with your host, Shemaya Reed. This podcast is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. Now, let's tune into today's podcast.
Hey guys, this is I Am Refocused podcast, and you already know what time it is, man. It's Thursday. We are here at my boy Rico Rodriguez shop here in San Antonio, Texas, man. And man, we have another dope show for you today. It is the third Thursday of the month, so you know what time it is. We have the one and only B Michele. She's an awesome entrepreneur, making it really. And so if you want some knowledge, get a pen and paper and take some notes, because we're taking you to class today.
That's right.
So how you doing, B Michele?
I'm good. How are you, Shemaya?
Man, you got your cup, you got some tacos, man. Rico takes care of it. So
he does. I'm so excited.
Big shout out to Rico.
And
man.
happy.
Like for real. Rico is the guy you want to connect with if you need a haircut. But back to you. We have a topic today. Protection. What are we going to be talking about?
Okay, so before we actually talk about it, guess what popped? So your mom already knows what popped up on the timeline. It was a picture of the comedy show.
That's right.
And I was like,
that was a throwback. Yeah.
I know, that was a serious throwback. And I was like, also I call it Shemaya Productions across the.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, has it really been about 5 years?
It has. And I was like, oh my God. It was like so many people. All you can see is the back of people's heads, but it was a lot of heads.
And that was your first event too,
That
right?
was my first
in San Antonio.
one in San Antonio, yeah. I was like, oh, trip down memory lane. Now we could just
Yeah. I mean,
if we could just get back to that. But no, I said I had to bring that up because that was such a great time in my life, and fresh and new here in the city, and which started our relationship. So it was kind of cool to see that, 5 years later, because sometimes you build relationships with people and they kind of come and go.
Yeah.
And it's just nice that our relationship has stayed in a number of ways.
And it's grown.
Yeah. So, from definitely the magazine to you guys doing, work at the show to, just everything, and to now with the podcast and then just being supportive. So
that's true, because day we were only doing pictures and that's it. And then, like you're saying, the whole growing part of your business expanding, people start asking for requests like, hey, can you shoot video? Well,
right.
I'm gonna find out how. Publishing just came to mind. It's like, well, let's do some research and let's find out how you do this the right way, because let's just say if I did do my research, I've probably been doing it the wrong way.
Right.
But like you're saying, to your point, the whole growing process, the fun part of business, as long as you stay motivated and be open-minded to that learning.
Right.
You can't go wrong with that, man.
Right. So here's the thing, that as we get into business and the whole protection, which it was thinking about this, and I feel like sometimes, especially when you're new to entrepreneurship, and new meaning either you've never done it, or now you're a new entrepreneur where it's not solely you and maybe you've kind of been in it a little bit.
Yeah.
But definitely, even some of our seasoned people kind of got to get some refreshers. But I wanted to talk about protecting your brand and protecting your business, because it's essential to the growth of your business. Good morning, guys. It's super, super essential. So it's like 3 major things that you have to really have intact and in place in your business. And a lot of them could really make or break your success.
Yeah.
The first one we talked about before is having your structure as far as your LLC. And I've, my professional opinion and my recommendation is that every small business, if you are a legitimate, serious business, you definitely should have an LLC. Yeah. Because you need it to protect yourself. If something happens, especially if you have a brick and mortar, or even if you have just a service you're providing, and something happens and the person decides to take you to court and sue you, you do not want all of your personal assets for them to be able to touch. That means anything that's in your personal name, possibly mainly attached to your social security number, is up for grabs if you lose.
Yeah.
And why would you put your business in that position? So it's almost like these are foundational things that you have to have in place as you start growing, start your business, number one, but definitely as you start growing, you have to get, okay, maybe you need to, you might want to move up to an S Corp, or you might want to move up to a C Corp. And so, but I think initially out the gate, you definitely should have your business incorporated, have an LLC and have your business incorporated, because it protects, the ones, and, but it also protects you personally and protects all your personal assets if anything were to happen. But the other thing that it does, it legitimizes your business.
Yeah.
So, I Am Refocused LLC, B Michele Events LLC, or however, that sticks.
You get to talk in that conversation.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, they know you serious because you spent that $300. Texas. So every state is different, but the LLC fee is $300 here in Texas, and if you're a veteran, it's free. So, but that there's a level of seriousness, and people take you serious.
Yeah.
That's just one of the.
They feel more comfortable doing business.
Right. Right, because they feel like you're invested. Like when you just have a DBA, that was a $20 spend. That's a not that you shouldn't have a DBA as well, but that's a $20 spend. Like we drop $20 and don't think about it. Yeah. We trick off $20 and don't think about it. So it's super important to make those investments to protect your business and protect your brand at that stage. And that's like the beginning. Like that's like bare minimum.
Yeah, you should do it 10 years later. You should do it like
you should do it. Yeah, once to do it. And okay, so here's the thing. Once you actually decide that you're going to start a business and you've done the research to make sure you have a good viable business to start that's profitable, that you're going to be able to bring in revenue and sustain yourself, then yes, an LLC is like.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I do with a lot of my clients, I have this little checklist that I give them, and it goes through literally the steps of starting a business, like the first, second, like I put them in order based on what you should do. That way I don't have to keep repeating myself. So I just send them the checklist.
Oh yeah, it's smart. Yeah.
So I just send them the checklist of if you're really serious about it, here are the steps to get your business, the foundation of your business. So I think that sometimes people, and a lot of it is just not knowing.
Yeah.
And so, but that's like a whole nother topic that maybe we'll talk about next month, is really educating as an entrepreneur. That's another responsibility that you have, is number one, to educate yourself about your industry, but about business as well. And if it's things that you don't know, like take the time to seek them out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, you do the research, like stuff happens. It's just like right now, we here at this barbershop, and this is one reason why like a lot of salons and barbershops don't like for you to bring kids unless they're being serviced. Number one, because some people can't control their kids, and they be everywhere. In a barbershop and a salon, there's a lot of wires, there's cords, it's electricity. If anything happens, and then all of a sudden they decide they want to sue the barbershop, but yet you don't have your stuff together, you can pretty much kiss your business goodbye.
Oops.
Like, it's hard to recover from losing $20,000, $10,000, let alone $5,000. I mean, because that's just in probably your lawyer fees at minimum. And some people, that's a hard recover. That's, so.
It's real out there, man. There's a jungle out there, man.
Yeah.
If you ain't prepared.
Right. So it's like, if you don't have one and you out here,
that's your seatbelt, man.
Back in the day, dirty.
Yeah, you riding with no seatbelts too, man.
If you out here riding dirty in the business world,
nah, that
so
don't work.
not having an LLC is equivalent to you not having a driver's license, your tags being suspended, insurance,
Yeah.
and you out here opening your doors every day because you playing with people's life. You playing with your own life, number one.
Yeah.
But you playing with people's life.
You setting yourself up to fail. I mean, before you fail, you're setting yourself up.
Right. So, like, let's not have that failure. Let's have another failure. Let's have just a failure of you working. Let's have a different sort of failure because let's be honest, it's gonna, we're all gonna have this downside, but we have to keep going. But some of this is like, come on, bro.
Yeah, make sure it's not you doing it all the time.
Right.
Don't be you're the reason why you keep
right.
failing.
Yeah. Don't be the reason why you out here at Bexar County Courthouse.
Because there's a difference being productive and counterproductive.
Right.
That's being counterproductive, not having your ducks lined up in a row.
Yeah, especially when there's just so many resources out there to really help you, get started and provide you with access to things. And so when I meet with my clients, and it's so funny that's one of the things that I always talk about with them is we kind of take a step back and really look at what their business structure is like before I really move them forward to help them with probably whatever they came to me with. Because if you don't have, like, whatever you came to me for is really irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you don't have an LLC. So the other thing that's super important in protecting your brand and protecting your business is insurance, as we talked about, like insurance. Mm-hmm. You need to have business insurance for these same reasons.
What if someone comes to you and say, but hey, B, can they say B?
They can say B.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They can say B.
I'm giving you nicknames on the show.
No, it's okay.
Well, what if someone comes to you and says, what if I'm extra careful for the first 5 years?
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't really get in the habit of telling people what to do with their business until they pay me.
So you're going to have to call it. You're going to have to email it.
So they better watch these podcasts.
There you go.
So here's the thing, like, in all honesty, like, that really, as an entrepreneur, that totally shouldn't even be your mindset.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother topic too. Like, not be your mindset to keep riding dirty.
Cutting corners.
Right. Like,
there's no shortcuts here.
So it's like, you can't be careful. You can't control what other people do, because it's like we're sitting in the barbershop. If somebody trip over something, fall over something, Rico, I'm not wishing you no bad luck. I promise I'm not. I'm just giving an example. Oh, wow. You go to court on the 21st? Oh, Lord, pray for you. Man. Let me get the oil. Well, I'm just gonna pray you got it all together. Don't be like the people I'm over here talking about. But see, like, you can't control what happens with other people. You can only control what you do. So maybe you making sure you cutting or whatever your service or product is on point as much as possible.
Even stuff you publish, like you're publishing stuff on internet. Right.
That's
another situation.
That's even goes to, definitely social media and posting. Oh my God, I don't eat vegan stuff. Okay, sorry. So even goes to social media, whether you're, if you're, borrowing people's work.
Man. That's another show. If
you borrow on people's work and didn't ask them.
No credit either.
No credit.
All right, let's stop.
I mean, so that, all of those things could happen, for sure. Like, in those realms. So, business insurance. So, I have a couple that I work with that are, I consider part of our team that do insurance. Cynthia Crawford with Farmers, Manny Baniago, he's with Farmers as well. Linda, she's with Allstate. So those are some of the reputable people that I work with that I also refer my clients to. Because as we say, like, everybody, had a different little swag. So you got to go, with the person that, fits you. But having business insurance is crucial. Mm-hmm. And especially if you're going to be doing events and stuff, for your business. Because now I'm not even going, I'm going to be straight up honest with y'all. So very transparent. When I first started, I didn't have business insurance because I was like, well, some of the events, the venues had the insurance. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, there was some coverage there, but I personally didn't. And then as I grew,
you drove out.
I was like, I was riding around here without my seatbelt on, expired tags,
running red lights.
Yes. So it wasn't until as I grew into, this realm, then I was like, okay, and looking at the importance and really protecting my, then, myself as well, that, okay, realize like this is super, super important. But I'm meant to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't. Mm-hmm. And by the grace of God, nothing ever happened. But we can't
be rolling that dice.
We can't keep rolling that dice.
You ain't gonna hit 7 every time. Right.
We cannot keep rolling the dice and thinking, because if it's gonna be that one event, that one comedy show where somebody gonna get buck. Yep.
Perfect timing, too.
He's gonna be perfect timing. He's gonna be full of that sauce. And
oh man.
I mean, I'm just saying. And then that's there go your event.
There go your brand.
Right.
Because what happens too is if you get yourself in that situation, whoever you're attached to as far as the business network, they're like, hey, so and so.
Oh my God. The trickle down. It's such a trickle down effect because especially the venue possibly then gets a little bad rep, although they're just renting it to you. They have nothing, so they kind of get a bad rep. Mm-hmm. Your brand, and probably anybody that was affiliated with it, so it could possibly trickle down. Mm-hmm. All because you want to cut corners and roll them dice one more time. To be honest, like as an entrepreneur, these are just responsibilities. At the end of the day,
ooh, that's a good one. Risk versus responsibility.
Yeah,
because that risk ain't a good risk.
Right, that's not a good risk. Like you should, be at risk like that.
Yeah. Like
honestly, I mean, and just especially when you're dealing with products and people and things of that nature, like food, any of those things, I mean, especially food, for real. So I'm be honestly, all my chefs out there, all my caterers, really, it's, I mean, at best, I think it's policy. I think I pay $41 a month. For business insurance, but every situation is different. But I'm just giving you a price range, $41 a month to save you from possibly no longer having one.
Yeah, because you can go from flat tires to no tires.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, those legal fees is gonna kill it off top.
Yeah,
you pretty much done before you even step foot.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you married to a lawyer or your mom or daddy a lawyer. So, it's pro bono at that point. I'm just keeping it real.
Because it's almost like wanting to make a cake, but you don't have the ingredients, but you still put it in the oven, hoping that it come out right.
No, that's you're right. That's like you making a cake and you forget the egg.
And you still put it in the oven, hoping it tastes
right. Good. Or you forgetting the key ingredient, and you still when we gonna see how this do.
Cook the shrimp, but don't clean it.
Oh, he went there with cook the shrimp and don't clean it.
I mean,
I came with you today.
I mean, that's business. Business is having your business. That's
right.
That's business, man.
It is. I'm telling you, that's why these are just basic responsibilities that you have That's your number one priority. And I posted that this morning before I came. Like, your number one priority as an entrepreneur is to protect your business and your brand.
Yeah.
And those are two of the ways. So the third way, which we talked about this one before, is definitely making sure you put it in black and white. Contracts. I see your face.
That's a perfect segue.
I see your face.
Because I'm gonna end this first segment with no more living in color stuff. We have to keep it crystal clear. So we're going to pick up on that on the second half of the show, because right now we're going to take a quick commercial break. But don't touch that iPhone. We are I Am Refocused Podcast, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Rockefeller's Barbershop. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will be blessed and be glad in Him. Today I want to introduce myself. My name is Rico Rodriguez at Rockefeller's Barbershop here in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road. My phone number is 210-782-5188. And again, we do walk-ins on Sundays. You are listening to I Am Refocused Podcast on iHeartRadio. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Does your website need more traffic? Well, visit overflowcafe.com today. They make websites popular, and over 41,000 people use their service to gain more customers. They are winning our business. What about you? Visit overflowcafe.com today.
Hey, this is I Am Refocused Podcast. We are still here at Rockefeller's Barbershop. Shout out to Rico Rodriguez, man, San Antonio, Texas, man. He is the reason why we get to Thursdays, man.
I know, right? Appreciate them tacos.
Man, big shout out to Rico Rodriguez, man. Once again, come to Rockefeller's Barbershop here in San Antonio. Get your hair cut. Man, I'm still kicking it with B Michele. We are talking now about contracts and why living in color. It needs to be black and white.
You said in living color. I love it. Yes. Contracts. We got to put it on paper, black and white. That's the only way to do business. Like, alleviate so many problems
and pain
and money and time. Like, here's the other thing. This is why protecting your business is super important. This is the ultimate business, is make sure when you're doing business with someone. I can't really think of a profession where you wouldn't use one. So I'm having a hard time even thinking of a profession where you wouldn't put a contract, use one. Because even I was using, yesterday I used my friend Robin with Boo Bear Cakes. Hey, Boo Bear Cakes. As an example, if I order a cake, like, she should send me a contract with the type of cake I ordered, all the price in there, what time she's going to deliver it, or if I'm picking it up. All of that needs to be in the contract. So that way, if anything happens with my cake, or I feel like she said one price and now her mind, that shouldn't even be an issue because it's in the contract already. So I already know what to expect to pay. I already know what time she's delivering the cake. If she is late, if the cake is not what I asked, and then at that point, as a business owner, then it's up to you to correct it, because all these things were in the contract. So now I have as a client, I now have a legitimate issue.
Yep.
Because you didn't follow the contract. And so here's the thing. This is a team effort, guys. Business owner and client, it's a team effort. Everybody has to do their part.
Yep.
Everybody has to do their part. A lot of my clients, so here's the thing. A couple of my clients, they're spoiled, and I've kind of certain things, and that's on me. So as I'm now putting policies and procedures in place, some of my clients like, really? I'm not doing that. But a lot of them, as I'm trying to help them understand, is that it's a protection for both you. And as much as I love you and our friendship and everything, I want us to stay friends, and I want us to stay doing business with each other.
Yep. That's the key thing.
I need you to fill out this form. email it back to me, number one, so that holds me accountable. Keep track of what things I have coming in, what clients stuff needs to be done, because I check the emails all day, every day. Yeah. So that's the other reason why I need you to email me the business card or the form back. Yeah. Now, if you don't want to email me the whole form, at least halfway, and at least email me what you want on the card.
That's it.
Because here's the thing. As much as you want to have this phone conversation, I'm human. As long as me and my brother go round and round about this, because I'm forgetful of stuff. And so it's important to, number one, have it somewhere in black and white. Even whether it's in the email, if you want to text it to me, okay, fine. But I would really prefer you fill out the form. But here's the other thing that I do. Also, for new clients, they have to read my graphic design policy. Like, if we're doing any graphic work for them, and accept the policy agreements before we even start on their work. And they can just reply back, accept, in the email. But they and reply back, accept. So at that point, that's just like signing, because you sent back the email from your email saying you accepted it. Mm-hmm. So that was my way of making sure that you know that you get 3 edits. All the files is outlined. So therefore, if I don't do something that I was supposed to do, you can say, hey, number 9 says you're going to give me these 3 items, or I get 3 edits. I've only used 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a great account when you use a contract, and it just keeps things from getting out of control. It keeps you from losing friends, potential business partners.
You get better clients too.
You get better clients.
Imagine if you did have your graphic design work and someone comes back for the 20th time.
Right.
But really, you should not be going back 20 times.
Right. And I'm not gonna be honest. Like, sometimes because it's my business. Oh, yeah. And I can do what I want to do. If I let you go over the 3, it's because I chose to let you go over the 3 edits.
Yeah, but
don't take it too far. Don't take my don't take my kindness.
Like, scrap that and say no.
Right, we're not starting over now. But I might let you get a couple more edits. We're not starting over from scratch.
Contracts are like, it's the foundation of the communication between you
it really
and
is.
the client. Because if there's no communication, you might say you want pillows. And then if you don't have a contract, you might say you want birds and clouds and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, no, you have to have that contract. So you have a respect for one another, for what you expect for the final product. Right. And it's that ultimate introduction. So that way, everything, whatever's going to be negotiated, whatever changes are going to be made, they can be discussed over the phone, or they can be discussed via email, and then, the contract can be updated accordingly. Mm-hmm. So I'm just giving you an example. Recently. So this is how everybody can get it. Even the brand coach. We all been there.
Everybody is susceptible to catch it with these contracts. So I did an event for a client. She sent me the contract, and mind you, I know what I said because I told every vendor the same thing. Hey, the event starts at 8 o'clock. It's going to go from 8 to 12. So in the middle of the event, some of the staff came and said, hey, we need to start cleaning up because you only have the venue till 10 o'clock. Huh? I'm like, what you talking about? I'm like, the party's on. Where they do that at? I'm like, no, it's from 8. And I'm steady saying, I know what I said. I know it started at 8 o'clock. I can look at the contract. So, mind you, the time was on the contract, but guess what? She wrote it in military time. So it was on 20, it was... Yeah. So, I'm like... Oops. And honestly, I just didn't, it didn't even dawn on me to look at the time, because I know the reason why I picked the venue, that was the very first question that I asked before we booked the venue was, how long could we stay? And when she said, perfect, let's do it, 8 to 12. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure where 6 to 10 came from. So I was like, oh, snap. So at this point, I got to make a decision, be an entrepreneur and fix this and be on my Olivia Pope and fix it before anybody find out. So, because she was like, oh, we're going to need $400 more if you want to stay till 12. No, because number one, I can't ask my client for $400 more, and I'm not giving you $400. But we were able to work it out. And because I was just like, what you cannot do right now is go in that room and while my client is celebrating their birthday, and I was just like,
that's
no.
a real turntable scratch.
Right. Right.
Surprise.
Yeah. Over. So I was like, and so that's what I'm saying. We are all susceptible to contract glitches, but at least there was one, because had there not been one, she and I would have been arguing about what I said.
Yeah.
I booked this venue like February, last February, for an event that was happening in October. So we would have been arguing about what I said 8 months ago almost.
Okay.
So the fact is, like, although there was an issue with the contract, we were able to still come to an agreement. But this is the reason why it's a good thing that there was one there, and that you should always, because at least at that point you can say, hey, this is where we have a disconnect that, let's come to a mutual agreement on how we're going to fix it, because at least we had something in place versus a whole argument escalating about what he said, she said, and what I said, and what you heard me say.
It's not just protecting your business. It's not just communication. It's all of them. Like, you can't pick and choose.
Right. No, it's all of it.
You have to practice all of it from the beginning. It's like the sooner you start practicing,
like
the better.
So that's what I'm saying. These are like foundational items as an entrepreneur, even if you have a personal brand, for comedians, for singers, poets, those artists as well. So that's still a business, still your brand.
Yeah.
Like, you need that. These are just foundational practices and good business practices to have. So it's like the three things that I picked, I kind of merged them together, because here's the thing. If you do something without and you don't have any insurance, which trickles into then you don't have an LLC, like you got a major problem. So if you don't have any of the three of those,
man,
like, you're asking for trouble.
It's like, do you even have a logo? You just show up with a t-shirt like, hey, I'm so-and-so.
I came with you. Because, like, honestly, you're asking for trouble without, especially if you don't have any, like, you're really riding dirty. Like I'm saying, you have no driver's license.
At that point, it's unnecessary issues with your business, unnecessary trouble, because that sets the tone
totally
for you as an individual, not just as a business brand, but just as an individual. Like, people all together, they're like, wow, they still need growth, but I like what they're doing. I'm still going to support it. Now, when it comes to business, supporting businesses.
Oh, Shamaya.
That's a segue that I want to, before we wrap up the show.
Shamaya.
Business supporting business.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
I'm gonna pose this question. Two questions. What's the right way that we're with businesses or supporting other businesses, and what is the wrong way supporting businesses? Okay,
so here's the right. I don't know if there's necessarily a wrong way to support a business, but here's what happened. Here's where the gray area and things that happen is about, number one, support. So it's twofold. It's support from our other friends who own businesses, so business to business support. And there's that issue of you just supporting your family and friends supporting you.
So you can't play catch by yourself.
So no,
they got to throw the ball back.
So here's the thing: is that why people always say, "How come you don't business, or are we really friends if you don't support my business? So here's the thing about it. As an entrepreneur, it's up to you to explain to your friends and family how they can support you.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It is totally your responsibility to them how they can support you.
They can't read your mind.
On the friends and family level. Okay. And somewhat on the business, on the same for the on the business B2B support as well. But as an entrepreneur, it is your ability to explain to them. It's just like, so my mother does event planning as well. So she lives in Illinois. So she just planned our anniversary party for our cousin, their anniversary. And so my brother, who has his business and does web design and photography, he went to take the pictures, but he also got paid. So it's like sometime in that family realm, even, I mean, and it's not like that all the time, but you have to set the tone for how your family and friends can support you. So here's the thing, for what typically, like, I have an awesome support system. I think I'm like blessed beyond belief. Like, my family like go hard in the paint, like when it comes to support on both sides. Cause just imagine, I love teaching career to start a business, and not one time did anybody ever ask me why I was doing that or tell me not to do it. So I'm winning.
That's good
On that side. But I do think it is our responsibility to show our friends and family how they can, especially when they're not in a position to use our services, or they have no need for what we do. So you can hit the like button every time you see that post scroll by on Facebook. You can be a brand advocate for your friend or your relative, and tell people about the business and tell people about what your friend has going on, the same way. And we always talk about this, the same way that we just saved whatever money we saved on that purse or them boots or that watch from somebody that we don't even know. So at the end of the day, it's definitely your responsibility to show your friends and to help them elevate you. Because if they're real friends, if they really like the for real day ones, like your real friends, they not even gonna be mad about it. Because I don't know about LeBron. I will say this: like all his high school friends, they work with him. Like they're a part of his team.
Kevin Hart, man.
Yeah,
he got his friends from day one.
If you are a good day, so here's the thing. To be day one till it's time to be day one. So if you're really a good day one friend, it shouldn't matter. Just like you cheer on your friend for getting whatever promotion they got or whatever, it's the same way you should be a good friend. They're not going to get bougie and forget about you if they're any type of entrepreneur and a friend as well. And I know it's hard because you're right. Some of our when you enter this space of entrepreneurship, it's a total different shift. It is. So you kind of have to brace your friends and family for what's about to happen. Like, you totally got to start having these conversations and really brace them for how your life is about to. Because so I know I can no longer really sit on the phone with you and gossip all day. I can't hang out at such and such all night and spend this type of money. And I mean, you kind of got to go ahead and lay that foundation with them so they, hey, this is what I got going on in my life. Don't mean I love you any less, but these are my dreams and this is what I really want. I could really use your support, and this is how you could support me. And this probably really would alleviate a lot of feeling any type of way, because I kind of have to have a conversation with my college friends and let them know, like, because they was like, how long are you gonna be on the phone? I don't know. I said, but I run on a business, so as long as it's ringing, I don't know, because I don't have a secretary. There's no one else to answer these calls.
Yeah.
So I just need y'all to understand and be a little bit flexible while I'm here visiting, that I may have to conduct some business while I'm here as well. When answering those phones.
And that's the thing, like, as you get really deep into business, your whole path is formed by your consistency. So you want to take, you want to be consistent in not doing the good stuff that puts you in position to win, or you want to be in the other path.
You're right.
Because, you know, it's a daily choice. Like, all right, what do I to position my business or my brand to be a better brand? Because when people see you, when people watch you, however you're conducting your brand, you know, like you said, you're giving people permission to treat you. They're going to treat you based on how you present yourself.
No, that is so true. And that's why I feel like, that's why I said it's kind of our responsibility as an entrepreneur to kind of go ahead and teach people how to support us. And especially for those that don't have a business. Now, for our lovely B2Bs, B2B, that's business to business people. So here's the thing, and this is only my take on it. You cannot really give energy to if you support a small business. Okay, I'll just use us for an example. All right, when I first know me, we went to church together, so I was like, hey, this is a service that I need. X, Y, and, you know, I did business with y'all. At the time, I'm pretty sure maybe something I was doing, you would call me, but hey, I'm not just, hey, I need to get to my ad in this magazine. Yeah. And so every time we have a show, I call you, hey, I need to get the ad done. I don't really think about the fact that you have not hired me to plan an event for you. Should be the least of my worries.
That's true.
Is that I needed a service and I needed a product, so I went and purchased it from who I thought I was best.
Yeah.
Quality. Or whoever's in my network. So we've done business or not should not matter, because you offer something that I needed. Now, later down the line, as we expanded, we did do some work for you, but I was like, even if you had what you needed somewhere else, I'm still not going to feel any type of way, because number one, I sit on this podcast once a month.
There you go.
So.
Yeah. But no, you're right, because.
So you cannot get wrapped up into what another because you chose to patronize that business. So if that business doesn't do, because I know we all want to do business, people who do business with you, and I totally get it, but it can't be from a standpoint to where you mad about it. Like,
I saw you at McDonald's. What you doing?
Like, I could be mad about like, what do I look like being mad about these retractable banners? Like, honestly.
You're right.
Like, I mean, you call me when you call me when you need to cover some other stuff, but we have that relationship. So, I mean, I'm like, what I look like being mad that you didn't call me to get these banners done after all them ads I put in Refocused magazine.
That's
like, I mean, come on, does that even make sense?
It's true, because this is another show. And I wish we had more time to get into this, but it's almost like being that hurt entrepreneur. Yeah. But that hurt turns to bitterness.
It does.
And it stunts your growth as far as your ability to connect with more people. Because like you just said, you may not need everything I need. I may not need everything that you provide.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we can't collide.
Right. And that's the thing about it.
There's levels to this.
There's levels. I think that even in that, if you have friends or you have people that, and me knowing a lot of entrepreneurs, like, there's just some things that I don't use, but but hey, if I know somebody who need it, what I will do is definitely put you out there, your posts. I'll put you in our magazine. I'll give you other platforms to help you build your business. Hence this Connections Networking Mixer.
There you go.
So, I try to create these platforms or connect you with people who could use you, even though have to look at the value in that.
That's the key word, value.
Right.
Because value is your key to being connected. It
is. It totally is. Like, I feel like we could talk about that forever because, I mean, I'm going to share this Facebook video because the guy was like, if you're friends, he went on and on about, because that's what made me think about this. So, and I was like, he got a good point that you just have to teach people how to support you, honestly, because he was like ran and raved about why their friends don't support them.
Support somebody too, because a lot of times we ask them for support, but who have you supported lately? Right,
thank you. And you can offer the same support to somebody. Share their posts. Like I share people posts all the time. Like really engulfed in your business and you are serious about building your business, your brand, you don't have time to worry about shenanigans, about who supported who, or the last time.
Hate to plug Nike, but just do it.
I know, right? Like, I mean, you spend a lot of money out here with people who don't even know you, who are never going to support your business.
Yeah. Preach.
But you mad about so-and-so next door.
Preach.
Like.
B Michele, man, she
come on,
a sermon.
Like on a tangent, and we gotta go. So you about to get me on a tangent, and we gotta go. But man, I just want us to really, as entrepreneurs.
I wish y'all on the podcast can see all these hearts flying up on the Facebook Live because she's hitting the right buttons right now, man.
I just want us to be better in how we conduct our business and what we expect. People, and I don't think a lot of people think about, you just have to teach people and show people how they can support you that may not ever utilize your business.
I mean, that's right there in a nutshell, man. Like what we just talked about today on this episode. Protect your business, have the right contracts, network the right way, and so the support system, it defines you, man.
It do.
It really does. At the end of the day, you can tell if a business is going to fold or if it's going to persevere. Mm-hmm. If it folds, it's probably because many wrong things. But I'd say this. You can do a lot of wrong things, but have an opportunity to have a comeback.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's you. Like what you're just talking about, is you. How are you adding value? How are you supporting people? And how are you positioning yourself into protection? Right. Get the insurance, get the LLC, and I gotta get this floor to you. I'm gonna let you have the floor for the rest of the show. Tell people about your business, how they can get connected with you, your services, and every month.
Yes, we do. So, before I do that, I had a couple people on here that said sometimes, friends will go and support other people. I think he said some friends will refer and support people who don't or nor support or pay them. And I get it. Yeah. But you cannot allow that to, what another person does, you cannot allow that to affect you and how you move around. Because these are your real friends. That's friends, like what friends are too. So these are like friends, or these acquaintances or people that you just know. So you need to determine if these are friends, or are these just people. Because I know a lot of people. I have very few friends. But I just know I know a lot of people.
Access to you.
Right. So your friends will see this totally from a different perspective than people that you just know or may have a relationship with. So just keep that. What is the context of these relationships and how deep are they really? But at the end of the day, you can't get too wrapped up in what somebody else does or doesn't do for your.
Friend is a mutual benefit.
Right.
There's no such thing as issues. I mean, there's some growing pains.
Right.
But at the end of the day, those issues are resolved. Right. That's a friend.
Right. Like, I have a friend, she's an educational, her stuff all the time. Because I know there's a few educators on my page. But she and I mean, we are friends. And we've been friends since like 2001 when I started teaching in Houston.
Because there's some frenemies.
Right. There's some frenemies. So we totally support this business. But I was an entrepreneur before she was. And she always supported my business even before hers started. So you have to just clarify these relationships, and are these meaningful and valuable relationships and people in your life who are not being supportive. Then at that point, it's time to bust a move.
Yeah, I'll add on one more thing because it's so
we
good.
gotta
It's
go.
like, man, this is so good.
We gotta go.
But one more thing before I give you the floor, you have to actively search for it and be it. In other words, if you want that support system, be that support system.
No, you're right. You have to give it in return, and that is key. You have to give back what you want in return, and that's why I always say I may not can be at all these events and buy all the products, but I feel like I try to do my part in telling people about it and sharing and creating this platform, which is connections, for you to come business out there to people that you probably would never meet. So hence that will just roll into what I do. So and where to find me. So definitely you can follow me on Facebook. You can send me a friend request at B Michele. That's BEE Michele with one. Also like me on Facebook at Coach B Michele. It's all, I think it's spaced out, Coach B Michele. It'll come up. As well as Is the City. You can go to isthecity.com and subscribe to the Coach B Michele page on there. And the YouTube channel is coming soon, so stay tuned.
And also, you have this event you do once a month.
Yeah, so the Connections Networking Mixer. Every second Thursday of the month. I'm super excited about December. As you can tell in my voice. December 13th, it is going down. Like, we got DJ Dopey gonna be in the building. He's DJing the mixer. We have complimentary appetizers or photo booth. One of the two will be up. So you can come by and get a headshot or come by and get a promo video done. But the most important part of that is that we're going to be collecting toys. So it is a toy drive. So we will be collecting toys. Half of the Dream Big Scholarship Fund, which I am the co-founder of, which is a 501c3. So we're going to be collecting toys to give out to needy families here in the San Antonio area. So December 13th, mark your calendars. Open. So go to isthecity.com, click on the Connections Networking event and register December 13th. Come out, bring your toys. So bring some people with you. Bring a friend, bring a toy. It's open for anybody. And, come meet some new people so you can grow your business, so you can afford to pay that premium for that insurance.
There you go. I mean, what's so funny is so true that at the same time, the people going to your event, ducks line up in a row. So maybe you're new to this and you want to learn something. This is also an event where you can, network and learn, get educated.
Oh, and by the way, it's at the Aloft Hotel, so I didn't say that. So it's at Aloft Hotel, at the Aloft. So for those of you in the San Antonio area, second Thursday of the month, December 13th, the toy drive. Come get connected. Come on out, meet some new people, and let's grow together.
And follow her social media pages so you can see the flyer as well. Do that today. So when this podcast drops at 5:00, you have more than enough time. It's before Thanksgiving.
I know, right?
So no excuses.
No excuses. So yes, let's get it in and let's grow and just support each other the best way we know ever is fitting for you. So if y'all want to support me, like those pages. Definitely, if you're interested in a consult and getting some help with your business and you need more support, you can definitely call our office at 215-770-7096. And you don't have to live in San Antonio. So that's the best thing about what I do. I have clients all over the country. And I can now say the world because I have a client in Malaysia.
There you go. So, wait. This podcast is in 13 countries, man. You all
over the world. See, look, from Abu Dhabi to the San Antonio, back to
everywhere, man. UK, man, we're everywhere.
I know. So I'm international with this thing.
There you go.
But real talk, though, definitely would love to work with grow your business. So it's all about getting that brand popping.
Man, if you haven't learned something today, you must have the volume turned all the way down.
I know they have the volume all the way down. They don't hear me, though.
If someone's talking your ear off while you're trying to listen to this podcast, dismiss them. I need to listen to this podcast again so I can take these notes. Man, we don't ever want to close the show without saying this. But before I say that last famous line, big shout out to Rico Rodriguez, man, Rockefeller's Barbershop. If you're trying to look really nice and fresh before you go to our events, stop by.
My eyebrows arched. I'm going to have to come back, though.
Hey, Rico, you do eyebrows too, man? Well, hey, man, if anybody out there in San Antonio do eyebrows, man, talk to Rico Rodriguez. He might be able to talk to you and do some business.
He got an open chair up in here.
You know what I'm saying? So, I got two, man. You got two.
Rico Barbershop on Babcock. What's the address?
1733.
Rockefeller, 1733 Babcock has two open chairs. So anybody grow their business.
There you go.
Come on through.
So, man, like I said, man, big shout out to Rico Rodriguez, Rockefeller's Barbershop, man, since day one, man. It's almost, man, this year is almost over.
I know, it's gone.
It's like...
It's gone.
Times I turned 29. It's like, what happened?
Oh, Lord. Did he say 29? I'm done with you. 29?
You play your eyes a few more times than me.
20? I can't.
But no, in all seriousness, man, thank y'all for supporting I Am Refocused. We support everybody here in San Antonio and around the world, man. Wherever you listen to this podcast, support your local community. So big shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there who are doing their thing, daily grind. Keep God first, stay focused, and
peace.